You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Sabres Zone.
Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to the Sabres Zone, the video on the channel. If you're new here, that discusses what one of you had to say. Basically, I cut out one of your posts and discuss it. So I found one I liked, and it was on the top of the heap, and I looked through all of them, but this is the one that kind of stood out. A lot of good posts in there. I wanted to do like 5 Sabres Zones. I really did, but this one I wanted to discuss. So here we go. As you see below me, right there, shout out goes to Nicholas DePerno, and he says, as a long-suffering Buffalo sports fan, I believe people who say the Sabres are a joke are in for a long decade because this team is here now, and more importantly, here to stay. Nicholas, I think that's the family secret, and you're not supposed to let anybody know, especially opposing fans. We are not only going to sneak up on the league, we're going to get so many bandwagon fans. This is what gets me. You know, I was talking to my stepfather today, and since mom passed, we see each other every day, you know. He doesn't have anybody really in his life now, and he's really into the channel and the Sabres and the progress. He doesn't follow hockey as close as I do, but Ross has always been kind of a Leafs fan his whole life, you know, and he's always one of those guys, what about Toronto? You know, like, I'm like, don't get me started about the Leafs. And what Nicholas talks about here is we don't want to fall into the trap, and I'm going to compare our fan base to Toronto fans. Not that we act like it, no, it's not that. But I don't want to fall into the trap that they did of being convinced either that this is the year, this is the year. I think Buffalo fans are very more realistic, like Nicholas talks about here, that, yeah, the team's going to be here to stay a long time, guys. It is. This team is not going to just be a 1 year, 2 year thing. No. Kevin Adams has been very clear from the start, guys. Sustainable success. Not just success, sustainable. Winning a Stanley Cup, that doesn't mean, okay, it's over. We try to win another one. So as the cards unfold, as we lay out our hand here to the league, I say we got to just, you know, guys, it's really important, I believe this, we got to just stay humble as fans, and you guys know I'm anything but that. We got to stay humble as fans, we got to appreciate what we have, we got to be realistic with what we have, and especially when we're on top of the heap again, because we are headed that way, guys. I think you guys know we're headed that way. We're headed up. You know, there's nowhere to go but up for this franchise right now. When we get there, this time around, I think we're going to appreciate even more than what we had in 06 and 07 because of what we just went through since then. You know, and I've seen some fans talking about certain things even from that era. And, you know, when we lost Briere and Drury, did we ever know in 07, in the summer of 07, the summer of 07, July of 07, did we know here we'd be 16 years later waiting to see a playoff round, you know? So this wasn't only the worst playoff drought in our history, guys, it's also the worst, you know, playoff drought in NHL history, right? But playoff success drought was 10 years before this, now it's 16. It'll be 17 by the time we clip it this year, because I believe the Sabres will get through the first round. I don't care who we play. I don't care. We are building a team that is not gonna, I don't believe is gonna struggle come playoff time. I just don't buy it, guys. I don't buy it. I can't see this team getting into the playoffs and being one of those teams year after year losing the first round. No way. Not happening. No. That's not gonna happen here. So I think once we get in, we gotta make damage our first time around. Then we'll be back where I believe where the 83 rebuild was. We'll be right there, kind of, you know, with that young squad that nobody really expected to go far, go really far. Let's say we get 1 win from the Final Four this year. If we get in and we get 1 win from the Final Four, say we knock out, I don't know, Tampa in the first round, and then we take whoever, Boston to Game 7 in the second round, whatever it is, whatever happens. You know, I believe that we have to just jump on the promise that this team has and be patient about it, guys, because we're not going to probably win the Stanley Cup this year. You know, that does usually take a bit of effort along the way. But the way we're building this team, and I mean this with all my heart, guys, in all the years, I'd swear the 50 years I've been a fan. Really. Can't believe I'm saying that. Guys, you know, I'll tell you something in a sec. I gotta tell you something in a sec. But all the years I've been a fan of the Sabres, guys, I've never felt like there's just a year they can go in and win the Cup like this year. Really, I just feel like they can make the playoffs and win the Stanley Cup. Really, if everything just fell into place, you know? And the dominoes got to fall into place, guys. Now, I want to tell you a little story because my family, okay, they know I'm not into birthdays. It was days ago. I don't talk about birthdays. That's why I didn't bring it up on the channel, because I don't want people telling me happy birthday. And guys, when you become my age, you don't want to talk about birthdays anyway, right? So I go to my sisters. I'm like, yes, it's the day after my birthday. I don't have to deal with this birthday crap. And they had a whole thing outlined. It was like my first party since I'm like 10 years old, for God's sakes. I'm like, I had to let it happen because it's my family, right? I mean, it made them, and they put so much work into it, like preparing the food and cake. And I was like, oh my God, you know, but I'm one of those guys. I really believe that birthdays are for children and women. You know, it's just the way I am. I'm a stubborn character, guys. But I did want to mention it. They wanted me to show the balloons, which are here. I had to bring home on the channel. I said, it's not happening on my channel. I'm not doing it. Like, that's one area I won't go. So anyway, you know, we can't just go into this season. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? It's a weak goal wanting to make the playoffs this year. Yes, it's the goal to get in, of course. But what happens when we get in? I mean, that's it. Have we achieved our goal for the season? We can lose 4 straight now and it's yay, what a year? Come on, man. You know, no. Screw the league, screw everybody. And honestly, I would love nothing more than the Sabres to play Vegas in the finals, because we would kick their ass all over the place. I know it. If we got to the finals, nobody's beating us. If we got to the finals this year, guys, I'll say it. If the Sabres got in and went on a run and got to the finals, we're not losing. The only team I could see beating us in the finals would be Edmonton. That's it. Dallas is too old. Vegas is too old. Edmonton have Connor McDavid. So, you know, they got the guy over there. That's the thing. So that could be a problem. Besides that, if the Sabres got on a deep run, boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, I know what it would mean to you folks getting to the Final Four again. I know what it would mean. And guys, I've said it before, and it's a prophecy on my channel, guys. I'm going to say over and over again. The next time we get to the Final Four in the playoffs, we're winning the Stanley Cup. The Sabres are winning it. I don't care who we play. Doesn't matter after that, you know. But wouldn't it be something, okay? Here's a thought. Let's say Vegas repeat this year. They win the Stanley Cup again. Then the next year they're facing us in the finals, and they're trying to become an NHL dynasty. Wouldn't that be something? If we were the team to end that dream, it would be something, right? You can think of these moments, guys. You're allowed to now, because these things could come to fruition eventually. Great things are coming in Buffalo. So did that trade work for us? Absolutely. Did it work for them? Absolutely. So this was a good hockey trade. Nobody really won this trade. You'll hear Vegas fans, it's an inexperienced attitude though, saying we won the trade because we won the Stanley Cup. That team was headed to a cup anyway. Who did I pick 2 years ago on the channel, guys, to win the Cup? I picked Vegas. Before they got Jack Eichel, I picked Vegas to win. So that team's always kind of been on the cusp of winning a Cup. I just didn't think this year was the year they'd do it. It always kind of goes that way with me. I always pick a team early. So if I'm right, that means Carolina is going to win a Cup soon, because I've been picking Carolina for a few years now, and I'm not picking them this year. It's probably the year they're going to win, you know. There's going to be a lot of surprises this year, guys. There's going to be a lot of... We're going to be one of them. Sabres are going to be one of the surprises this year, you know? Honestly. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to so much about this year. I can't wait to get started. I just want to get out of training camp healthy. I want to get out of preseason and training camp, all of it healthy. As long as we get out healthy, you know, that's my my concern there. More than wins, it really is, you know. So I'm looking forward to the season, guys. This was a good clip, you know. Look, honestly, I would say, Nicholas, you know, as a long-time a suffering Buffalo sports fan, as he termed it, as a long-suffering Buffalo sports fan, think how sweet it will be when the Sabres win a Stanley Cup. Just think how sweet that will be. The heartbreak of '83. So you've been there probably for the Brad Park goal, I'm guessing. I'm guessing you've been there in 1980 when Scotty took over and the Islanders broke through and it looked like it was our year too, even though the Flyers had the 35-game streak. Looked like the Sabres, right? In 80, we're going to win also. 75, who can forget that? 73, the chance of thank you Sabres by the fans, a young Buffalo team up and coming. I mean, my goodness, guys, I could go on and on about the memories. 98, 99, coming so damn close, you know. The Brett Hull thing never affected me, guys, like some of you. It does suck. But for me, 2006 still stings. I just can't let it go. 2007, I seen it coming from a country mile. I knew they weren't going to win the Cup that year. Briere already had his mind out of town, and so did Drury. They already had their minds out of town, those two guys. They did. We were just so damn talented, we still went to the Final Four. Just on talent, really, not on desire like the year before. The year before, that was the team, you know, 06. So there's so many things we can look back at that are heartbreaking. You know, I seen Charlie saying, I'm angry. Like, we got a channel. We're going to talk about that later tonight. All right, guys, done for this one. I'll see you in the next one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.